Hey everyone, and welcome to this video where we are going to talk about sales operations and specifically commissions, how to pay out your team on time without doing crazy amounts of admin. Now, there are different ways to do this, and I have noticed that most people are struggling. The moment they bring on sales reps and they're getting to 100K or $500,000 or $1 million per month, that's when you're struggling and you have to spend hours and days even to pay out your team. And this is pretty much a waste of your time because all of that can be automated. Now, the reason why people don't trust systems and automations in this scenario is because they are not accurate. They don't know what is a source of truth. They have never defined it. So in this video, what I'll do with you is I'll show you how you go about defining the source of truth so your commissions are paid out accurately to your team. You're not overpaying or underpaying people. You don't have to get into arguments. And also, I'll show you how I manage all of that on Airtable. So the point here is you can learn from this system because I use it for companies that are making up to 1.2 million per month, where we are fully automating their commission system, or you can just schedule a call with me and we can install the same system for you. This is one of the most important things when it comes to sales ops, because you don't want to create situations with your team where you have to argue with them or you build resentment with your team. So let's get started with the first thing. I'm going to share my screen right now and I'm going to show you the source of truth and how the system is built out. And then I'll share my screen again and I'll show you what it looks like on Airtable. Remember, this is a system that creates transparency, okay? So let's get started with this. What's really important to understand here is the database structure. And I know it sounds boring, okay? A lot of people will skip this part. They will try to get to the last part, the part where we have automated everything. But guys, remember, your business may be different from another business. So you cannot just blindly decide to install a system that you don't understand, right? Because the point here is, how are we paying out our team? Are we paying them on the amount that we charge the clients? Are we paying them in certain currencies? Or are we actually paying them on the net amount? Are we deducting refunds or not? What are we doing with all these situations? These are the important things that a lot of people skip, and that's why your commission system sucks and you have to do everything manually, but you don't have to, okay? If we define things as I am showing you right here. So on this Lucy chart, I'm showing you the exact database structure. You need to track the contacts, you need to track the payments, the deals, the sales calls, okay? These are the important tables that you need to have on your database. Now, how does this work? Let me show you on this system right here where we can see exactly for the current month how much we have in cash collected, net cash, refunds, any deductions from the refunds, the net cash balance, meaning how much this person has brought in after the fees and all the refunds, and then the final payout. You can also see here that we have the closer's payout live on the spot, on the moment, right now, what is going on for these sales reps. And you also have commissions over time, so then you can see exactly for week to week, for the current month, for example, how much the teams are going to get paid. This is nice. As a sales rep, you know where you at with your commissions, so then maybe, you can push a little bit more, or you can get a little bit more creative with bringing more deals in. Now, going to this list of payments here, the logic with the commissions is to have one list of payments, okay? So what does that mean? Over here, we are going to track all the payments that we have collected from clients, because most of the times the commission is based on cash collected, all right? So if I have a table right here and I'm tracking exactly all the payments that I have collected, then what I can do is I can automate commissions. So let me explain how that works. Every time we have a successful payment, right? Let me just go over here. We have different payment processors, okay? Let's say we have Stripe, we have Web, we have Fanbases, we have all these other payment, like Cope, for example, all these payment methods. And then what we're trying to do here is to automate tracking those payments. So does an API exist for this? Can we pull all the successful payments and refunds on this table? If yes, then great. Let's make sure that on this table right here, we have all the payments on a list. Now, there are also situations where you're collecting payments through bank transfers or crypto, where you cannot automatically put this information in here, but there are still ways to streamline this and to not create the chaos. So there are two options here. One, you can create a form that is called manual payment form, and pretty much all the details will go in here, including a screenshot. The moment a sales rep submits this form, then this will create a record on Airtable. So over here, we have this example where someone has paid through crypto, and then the status status is pending confirmation, right? So a finance assistant, a VA, or even yourself, you can just make sure that you collected that payment, you can mark it as confirmed, so then the payment is here. That is one way to do this. The second way is to create a deal report form. So I have this standard method of onboarding clients. It's called the one-click onboarding, which you can also find in the description below. And pretty much the moment you submit this form, you are triggering an automation to send the contract, to add all the details, to create all the client folders and files, etc. So then you can have that as the trigger if the payment method is bank transfer or crypto. So then it will create a record for you on the payments table. So then again, you don't need to submit the manual payment form because the deal report form is handling this part for you. And by the way, this is how we do it for all of our clients. But again, if you don't want to do it this way, you don't want to bother with the onboarding automation, then you can just simply create the manual payment form automation. Or again, there's so many ways to automate this, right? Like you could create, for example, a channel on Slack where every time someone is posting like a screenshot and maybe a message together with a screenshot, then you can pull that information onto Airtable with a screenshot. It's really important that there is some sort of proof so then you can trust the information that you're getting. And from there, the status would be pending confirmation, as you can see right here. And then that means someone is going to confirm this. You confirm it, and then from there, this is going to be attributed to a sales rep, sales manager, etc. So we have all the payments tracked accurately on Airtable, and that is the first and most important step. You need to track all the payments that are coming in so that everything is accurately added there. You don't want to have sales reps that come with their own trackers because sometimes they think, oh, this bank transfer was successful, or oh, this payment was completed, or maybe sometimes they're going to forget to add their refunds or deductions. So it's really important that you control the payments tracking. Now from there, let's go a little bit on the fun part. We have created certain fields that have the sales rep's name, the percentage, and then their payout. As you can see right here, this sales rep is getting 10%, and then we have a formula field that is calculating the amount and the percentage and then how much this person is going to get paid. So then at the top, I can filter and say, okay, for this sales rep, how much is he going to get paid, right? Again, everything here fully automated. On top of that, we also track the deductions, meaning for the refunds, there's going to be a deduction. If, for example, we refunded $1,000, then 10% will be deducted as well. So there is a minus, and then here you can see again the final payout, the amount that this person is going to get paid. Now, onto the fun part here. If I want to confirm this kind of information, a lot of people like to use Google Sheets because it's simple, but personally, this feature right here on Airtable makes it a no-brainer for me, right? Because if I want to just verify, like, okay, was it really John that closed this deal and collected this payment? Is this relevant or related to John's performance? If yes, I should be able to have a deal linked to his name, right? Or if there is no deal, at least a sales call. So here's the logic that I follow when it comes to attributing the commission. The moment a payment record is created and the status is paid, again, remember, if the status is pending confirmation, I'm not going to attribute commissions. I'm not going to count anything because it is not confirmed yet. The moment we mark this paid and it is from crypto or bank transfer, then all good. From any other source is going to be automatically marked as paid. From there, what I'm going to do is I'm going to search for a deal. Does a deal exist for this person with this email? So let's say George was closed by John. John closed George. Now we're going to search if there is a deal relevant to George, right? Because let's say George paid $1,000. If a deal is found, then I'm going to link the deal to the payment. So here's what that looks. We have this person, the deal is linked to this payment. If I open this deal, I can see all the details related to George, right? So then I can confirm that yes, okay, this is a sales rep, this is a setter, this is a source. I can literally confirm everything if I want to. Okay, and that really gives you that confidence that, okay, this system actually works. It's not like, well, I don't think, I'm not sure, it wasn't like this, I thought it was Michael who closed the deal, right? So we link the deal. On the deal level, we are tracking who is a sales rep, okay? So to take you a step back, the deal report form is a form that is tracking all the deals. Very simple. This is the one-click onboarding, as I said before. And it really comes in clutch here because it's tracking the agreement, it tracks the sales rep, it tracks as well the sales call. You can select the exact sales call that is linked to this deal, right? All this information is being tracked. And then from there, I can see exactly we are on the payment. It is linked now to a deal. And now on the deal, I can see who is a sales rep. So from the sales rep, then I can just go and attribute the sales rep to this payment, right? Because there is a payment with a certain email address. There is a deal with a certain email address. John Smith closed this deal, and this payment is George's payment, right? So that means I can now attribute the commission to John Smith. John Smith is going to get paid. I have fully automated this part, and you can see it here on my screen what the logic looks like. Maybe you can pause for a second and reflect on this, right? But let's say for whatever reason the sales rep forgot to submit the deal report form, which should never be the case, right? Because for most of the times we are going to have a contract, we're going to have like a way to say that, okay, I closed this deal. We want to track how many deals we have closed, right guys? So a deal report form, really necessary here. But let's say again we have this failure point, this failure scenario where John did not submit the form, he forgot, whatever, okay? Now what we're going to do here is we are going to search for a sales call. This is a fallback solution because let's say we have all the sales calls, right? Now I'm going to go and search for the sales call that is relevant to this payment based on the email address. Okay, is there someone on my sales calls list with this email address? Yes or no? If yes, let's go a step farther. Is there someone that has a status won or deposit? If yes, then I can just go and link this payment, right? I can link this payment right here to this sales call. So now I can say, okay, well, this sales call happened. It is marked as won or deposit. John Smith was a sales rep. John Smith needs to get paid for this payment, okay? If there's a scenario where you also have setters, then you can also attribute this to setters. If you have sales managers, again, you can do all that with sales managers as well, where you can build an automation so that every time that there is a payment, it is attributed to John Smith, then his sales manager is going to get paid as well 5%. Again, you need to create the fields here, sales manager, commission, and payout. And then all you have to do is create this dashboard right here at the top. So this way, I would know exactly how much are the sales managers getting paid, how much are the setters getting paid, sales reps, and I can see how much I'm making in net profit after all the deductions, after all the processing fees and everything, after all the commissions. So this is how we go about this. The sales calls that happen are the fallback solution. Now you could say, well, Katie, sometimes the sales reps also forget to update the status because that's just sales reps, right? What I'm going to do then is I'm going to go for the next option. I'm going to search for the sales calls that were not canceled, they were not no-showed, but they are still on our list of calls, okay? In that scenario, if I do find someone, then I'm going to attribute it to them. If I don't find someone, I'm going to remove all the filters. I don't care about the status. I don't care if it was show or no show. I just want to search for George. Is George on my list of calls? Then this would be the third solution there to attribute the call to John Smith, because maybe it's not a no-show, it's not canceled or whatever, it is still their call. And then I'm going to attribute it to them. And here's how we're doing it. We have this closers commission dashboard right here. We have automations running on the back. Airtable has different tables here on the back. Again, this is all automatically done. Payments, sales, deals, all of it right here. And if I go back to the dashboard, I can see for closers how much they're getting paid. I can see per month, I can see every single payment, there is transparency, and I can see exactly how this payment has been attributed to them. Have they signed a contract? If yes, if no, right? Is there a sales call linked to this? And if yes, let me just go and look at that sales call and see exactly what happened. I can literally go all the way back to confirm all that. And the system is live. It doesn't work once per month, just like you guys usually like to do. Like on the 30th or 31st, you remember you have to go and do your commissions. The system here is live. It works every single day for you, and all the automations are running live every single day. So there's no reason why you should be spending all that time wasted on admin stuff for your sales ops. And on top of that, this creates transparency. A lot of sales reps sometimes they get screwed over. Okay, that is the reality of things. A lot of sales managers, they don't get paid on time. A lot of sales teams don't get paid on time because of this. And that is annoying. If every month I have to have a battle, like I have to fight with people to just get paid, that's just annoying. So when you bring those solutions right here, you make the commissions payouts really simple, really straightforward for everyone. Okay, so let's go a little bit over the entire system. Okay, I have mapped out the entire logic here. You can pause, take screenshots, or if you want me to build this out for you, which takes just a couple of days for us to do it, then make sure to schedule a call with me. So over here, commission systems, make sure to have all these tables. You can see here the tables, right? And then you can see the different details that we're tracking. Then over here, you can see the first solution, attribute the commissions based on the deals. If there's no deal, go to the sales calls. On the sales calls, there's priority. Priority number 1, calls that are marked as won lost. Priority 2, shows. Last one, all the calls, no filters, okay? And then you can see here the exact commissions logic. Now, the last thing I want to also mention here is that you may have tiers, or like a tiered commission, and that is also possible. It's a little bit more advanced, but even for that, we have solved it for clients. The solution here is to create a separate table, the commissions table, and that's where you're going to link all the commissions from the payments table, and then you can add some extra details over there, right? Like a bonus amount, or you can have, for example, that for every month there is like a goal, and then if they reach the goal, they get plus whatever, or the commissions, they go from 10% to 12%, etc. Guys, this system is really straightforward. It's really easy to use for sales reps because honestly, they don't have to do anything. As a sales rep, the only thing you have to do is go over here, look at this list of payments and commissions. If you notice that, oh, I should not get 10% here, I should get like, I don't know, 5%, then you can just go and update it if you want to. Even the percentage that is attributed to you is fully automated based on the commissions structure that we have as a company, and it is per individual team member, okay? And we have the same logic also for setters, right? Setters commissions, how much they generated last month, right? Over here, you can see all the payments, all the sales calls, etc. And then for setters, it could be a little bit different from time to time, where maybe they didn't book a call, but if they have proof of the conversation, they can attach it and they can put their percentage over there. This way, the finance person can just go and check, okay, what kind of proof do you have to claim this commission? They will go over it, they'll confirm it, it's done. And as you can see here, I can go over here, select my name as a setter, and then I can just go and see exactly what my commissions look like. Now, the last part here is the sales managers, right? So again, very straightforward. The logic is the same. The payments table, I create some extra field called sales manager or COO or whoever is going to get a percentage. And then right here, I can see exactly how much they're going to get paid. They can see commissions over time. They can literally see everything. Now, taking a step back, this is a very detailed analysis. I'm literally giving you the blueprint, how you can do this. It's not something you should postpone, in my opinion. You don't want to build resentment with your team. You don't want to fight with your team every single month. Let's focus on things that are generating us revenue, because literally doing admin for commissions is not generating revenue for anyone, okay? This is a blueprint. This is what I use for all my companies. A lot of people will skip this part because it's free information on my channel, but honestly, this will save you a lot of time, a lot of headaches, and you will be paying people accurately. There are other logics here on the back end, things that you can customize, like the tiered commissions, as I told you, or maybe have some business rules and targets and quotas, etc. All that can be automated. What you need is Airtable, a really strong structure, and then Zapier or Make, right? If you want to install this exact system, the link is in the description. And I really insist with this because it almost pisses me off that you guys are wasting so much time. And of course, it's fine. It will be fine at the end of the day, but honestly, you don't need to suffer so much. I've seen teams that are struggling to get this done in weeks, right? Teams not getting paid because of poor system. So let's make sure that after this video, you've taken action. Either you set this up or work with someone who has done it before. Guys, thank you so much for watching. I'll be posting more videos about sales ops because I noticed there's a huge gap and I want to make sure that you have all the support. If you enjoyed this video, or if you have any suggestions or comments, feel free to leave them on the comment sections below, and I'll be happy to respond to anything that you guys need on my end. Make sure to also subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. Take care.